Hi guys, so editing Kayla here. I'm still a little raspy. For this podcast episode, my dumbass accidentally said somebody's actual name and reading the text, so you're going to see weird cuts. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna split where I say the person's name. I'm gonna mute the part where I say the person's name and then have the audio come back in. So the text might sound a little weird and mangled. Just know that I said someone's actual name and I didn't realize it while I was filming that maybe that wasn't right. So I'm cutting that out. I've done it in other videos I've made on my other personal channel. I've accidentally said the names and then I've realized I've had to cut them out. Like when we played the Get to Know Me game, I had to cut out names and things like that. So I might just cut out the name altogether, but the text will still be in there. There's one of my friends who doesn't care if I say his name at all, so I'll leave that one in. But the other one, there is, like, I'm not friends with that person anymore, so I'd rather their name not be, there. But I was just reading the text and I didn't think about it in the moment. And then I came back and realized it. So I will be cutting out that one person's name. The other person's name I can leave in. Yeah, but I still hope you enjoyed the episode. Hi. Oh, God,
Ew.
that was awful. I'm losing my voice from allergies if you can't hear. But I can still do this.
Now.
Hi guys, I'm Kayla.
Hi, I'm Tori.
As
Hello.
you already know, if you've been here, welcome to the channel Simplicity, TEA. We talk about things on the internet nobody wants to talk about, including this whole mess. Now this will be cut up into multiple parts like I've been saying because it's insane and there's a lot in the different parts that you need to be aware of.
Yeah, this is the one we've been teasing the entire time we've been talking. It's like, this is the topic.
The good news about this one is this first episode is a lot more lighthearted.
Yeah, this one's, I don't want to say fun. It's like almost fun.
I do have the breakup text on my computer to read.
Oh, that's what that
Because
I was wondering what that was.
I don't have them from the other two times. They weren't on the Android that I had taken pictures of. They probably were on my first iPhone, which the AT&T store took back, and the text didn't transfer over. So I don't have those. I have a video of me reading those on my channel, so I'll link that down below for that was the last time before the last time. It'll make sense when we get there. I'll explain when it's there.
It doesn't make sense now, but it will.
Yeah, so we're just going to hop into it. I'm going to tell the story. Then after I'm done the story, she's going to say her thoughts about whatever it is. And so I'm going to start with, so this is the first time I dated him ever. So that's to get that out of the way so that nobody's confused. Somewhere in this story, I didn't put these in because I didn't know exact parts, but one time I took him to church and he was break dancing to the hymns, which was kind of funny. That's a funny little tidbit. And somewhere in the relationship, he slapped me.
Yeah, we don't remember when that happened.
Nowhere. Oh, I forgot to put trigger warnings. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, trigger warning for
trigger warning for mental and emotional manipulation and abuse. Whether you want to call it manipulation or abuse, it's been called different things by different people in my life.
Yeah, it's kind of just that umbrella, I guess I should say.
Even though I said that one thing, this was not a DV relationship. I want to make that clear. That was a one-time thing that, like, literally never happened again.
Yeah, that was...
Like, it never happened again.
Yeah.
So I just want to make that clear. That was just a one-off thing. So I don't want anybody to get worried.
Yeah, that was a one topic, one video, one part of life thing, and then now it's over and we're, like, we're chilling.
Okay, so again, from the last story, Maya had invited me to the Gremlin. The Gremlin's the code name. The Gremlin's party.
Sorry, I'm probably gonna laugh at that this whole time.
My current boyfriend came up with that name,
it's
so
good.
you know.
So
again, she invited me to the party, which you already know. I recognized him as the little shit that bothered me from Honk Jr. At our middle school, we did a musical called Honk Jr. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, it was.
The songs are fire, but our school was awful.
Yeah.
So like
we didn't go to a gifted and talented school.
No,
Let's
we
just
didn't.
say that. We
well,
went
I
to
mean,
a public
the Gremlin
school.
was a duckling, and he was the size of a duckling.
It
anyway.
still is.
I thought he would hate me, but he didn't remember me, which was better than. Until then, he said that he started to remember me and said that I was annoying because I kept telling him what to do, but he kept almost breaking the egg. So, you know, that's why. We became close after that. We had a creative writing class together. If you don't know what a creative writing class is, it's basically taught by an English teacher in the building, and you basically just write different poems and short stories and things
it's
like that.
The best way to explain it is like it's an art class. It's literally an art class for words.
Yeah.
It's an elective.
Literally.
So it's not like anything you have to take. Like I didn't take it. I took art all 4 years of high school and then went into APs and all that kind of stuff. But I did the actual like visual part. She did the written part, and that makes sense.
And I'll tell you, because I can't draw or paint to save my life. I also did theater as another art thing, but we'll have a story in Flirty Friendships about my theater experience, so we'll just move on there.
Yeah.
We sat at the same table and talked, again, because we became friends. We had a breakup at the same time. My breakup was with Cupcake, and his breakup was with Maya. So we had one at the exact same time, so we just talk about it the entire time. And we helped each other through the breakups, and we talked about everything. And I mean everything. Anyway, I started to like him at some point in creative writing. When you talk to a guy for a while,
that's gonna happen.
Some feelings.
That's inevitable.
Yeah, that's just. But
currently happening to me.
He was a really nice guy at the time. We hung out outside of school a lot. His house was like right by the school, so we hung out a lot. He showed me Soul Eater, and I loved it. It's a good anime. You can go watch it. One day he motioned for me to cuddle with him. So I did, which this was near, we weren't even dating yet. Like this was near the beginning, and I like cuddling. I'm a hoe for that. So I decided to do it because I'm like, why not?
Also, they were close friends at this point, so no harm, no foul.
So a whole group of us were hanging out after the variety show. He had performed, and my friend Maya had performed.
Also, just to interject, the variety show was like a talent show.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Just
and she was dating, Maya was dating a guy, okay, he kind of looks like Callum Hood, so I'll call him Callum. She was dating...
Oh!
She was dating...
I forgot about that.
She was dating him, and he was awesome. I loved him. I was mad when she broke up with him.
I don't think I ever met him.
He was also in Apricot's group. This is a lot of overlapping.
Yeah. A lot of these friend groups intertwine.
Yeah.
So they're all over here. At high school at this point, they're all over here, and I'm just way out in right field somewhere, all the way fucked back there. So I fill in the blanks for a lot of these people now. We're literally in our mid-20s and haven't been in high school since 2018. I still have to fill in the blanks sometimes, and I'm like, okay, how does this go with this person? That's because this is all outside of me, and I found out later.
We were hanging out, and then there's another friend that I'll mention later named Lincoln Logs. I could never pronounce his last name correctly, so I called him that. But
I know what it is.
We were all hanging out, and he had kissed me on the top of the head after we were hanging out at his house. Again, Lincoln Logs. I told you he was going to come in at some point. Talked to me about liking the Gremlin, because I told him. He said, don't worry, I won't tell him. I'll put in a good word for you. And I was like, good. Okay, you'll put in a good word for me, but you won't tell him I like him. Sounds good to me. I found out Lincoln Logs told the Gremlin.
Yeah, that's don't trust men when they say that they won't say anything, because, or honestly, just in general.
Yeah, literally, even girls do it too. Yeah.
Just, like, be very careful about who you tell what you're thinking, because if you tell the wrong person, everything can hit the fan. Like, shit can hit the fan. Also, I don't know, like, no matter how much you trust someone, if it's still a new friendship, like, new relationship type thing, don't automatically trust them right away.
Also, this was my mistake. This was one of his best friends. Don't tell their best friends. It's not gonna
don't
work.
tell their best friends, because you know how if you tell someone something and you're like, or someone tells you something and they're like, oh, don't tell anyone, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to tell anyone, but that not gonna tell anyone is you and your best friend.
Yeah.
That is the same thing. Guys do that too.
Yeah.
So be careful with that.
The gremlin said, hey, can you go get something for me? And let me explain that, okay? He was in a wheelchair at this point. So it was very hard for him to get around.
Are
and
we
things
saying
like that.
how he's in a wheelchair, or are we just saying?
Oh, we can if we want to. He was doing parkour. He fell off the top of a building and broke his spine.
Yeah.
It's
So,
not funny.
It's not. It's a very scary situation.
Yes.
It's just like
The way he tells it
that's the funny part.
is he would laugh while telling it, and he
Yeah.
would joke about it all
Yeah.
the time.
And he'd also tell it like it's no big deal. Like, I just broke my spine falling off a building.
Yeah, so that's why we're desensitized
Yeah.
to it. But every new person that we tell is like, what?
Yeah, they're like shocked and
Yeah.
like concerned. He's fine now.
Yeah, he's fine. He can walk now. He
Yeah.
can completely walk.
physically at least.
Yeah, he's good now.
Anyway, we'll get
Yeah.
So that's why he was in a wheelchair.
Yeah. He said, hey, can you
Side
go
note.
get something for me, since you like me? And apparently, after that, I said, what do you mean? He said, well, I was told. It took me a minute to realize what he said, and I was shocked and pissed at Lincoln Logs.
Yeah.
Since the gremlin
Yeah, you can cut that out.
said that, the gremlin said that, since you like me, and I'm also like, what do you mean? It's like, how else was he gonna know? Because I didn't tell anybody else. Or I guess I should say, I didn't tell anybody else that knew him. So there was no way he would have found out through any other avenue or any other channel or anything like that. And of course, as per usual in my life, he rejected me at first. I was kind of devastated because after the two relationships, one you have heard about, one you have yet to hear about,
Yeah, we'll get
that
there.
it happened before, this was a very big slap in the face. And even the person that I dated, before I dated the gremlin, was surprised that he rejected me as well. So, I was talking to Apricot, like I said, before going to church with the gremlin the next day. The gremlin had already invited me to go to church with him the next day. The day after he rejected me, I was supposed to go to church with him.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was so hard.
And it's
to
honestly,
do.
I would say it's different getting rejected as friends, because at a certain point in a friendship or a relationship, if you think you're going somewhere and something happens, it's like, or they reject you or whatever the case is, like, it's different to be like, okay, yeah, this person rejected me, but I can still be friends with them. But that only happens, I think, at a certain point.
Yeah.
Depending on how in depth you are with your feelings.
Yeah. The gremlin went back on his decision after a couple days and realized he did like me.
Yeah, that's also possible, because
Yeah.
if somebody finds out that you have feelings for them, they might be like, start to reconsider and think about something else, or
They'll
like,
think about you in that way.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then if it changes, then things can change. I don't think that part is necessarily a red flag. I would say be more cautious with that. But yeah, and it also depends on like if they're like single at the time or like whatever the case is. Like it depends on a lot of things.
He also asked me to his junior prom that same day, which was very cute. The gremlin was bored during creative writing. We were in the computer lab typing things up, and he took a picture of me. I still have that picture, by the way. Kelly hates it. I don't mind it. It's the one with me with dog ears in the computer lab.
Oh, yes. Okay.
He put 1111 on the Snapchat picture. Now let me explain this very quickly for those of you who don't know what 1111 means. 1111 usually signifies the person that you're dating, or, someone who means a lot to you. I've heard it said different ways for different people.
It could also just be like a wish.
Yeah.
That's what I thought of it as.
One of his friends in forensics asked if we were dating because of that. The gremlin didn't know what 1111 meant. So he didn't know that most people used it for their significant other at that time. I didn't know that either because I had never seen it anywhere. So, He did that by accident. He took me to see Ready Player One.
I've still never seen that movie.
It wasn't a bad movie. Hello Kitty had a cameo in it. If you can't tell,
cool.
I'm a Hello Kitty fan. And that's about all I remember from it, really.
I remember seeing the previews.
Yeah. He thought it was a date, but I didn't know it was a date. He asked me, do you want to see the movie? And that doesn't always mean a date. We were friends, so I figured it's just, oh, you want to see this movie? I want to see this movie. Let's go see the movie.
That what I wrote on the thing for that is he wasn't clear. Communicate these things. I know girls do, but if there's, on the off chance that there's any man watching this channel, which I don't think there is, but if there is, I'm looking
I have a fan.
Perfect. I'm looking directly at you. Communicate these things. Oh my god, because it would save so much unclearness and confusion and just blah if you just said, okay, you want to go see this movie? I want to go see this movie. Do you want it to be a date or should we go as friends? That doesn't ruin the vibe. You have to be clear. Oh my god.
We talked about one part of the movie where the guy was too scared to take the girl on a date. It was a part of the movie, I don't remember. And he said, this is so cringy. He said, give me that cheek. And kissed me on the cheek.
No.
At the time, it was cute.
Yeah,
Now, I don't want to touch him with a 10-foot pole.
I don't either. I don't want to touch him with throwing a javelin.
I told all my friends how happy I was. Pretty sure I told her. I told a bunch of people.
I think so. Because I remember reading that and being like, who?
Yeah.
And I'm confused, but yay? I guess.
I hung out with him 2 days later. On Easter Monday, by the way.
Oh, that's funny.
And he paused the video game and said, have you told everyone the news? And I'm standing there like, what news? Mm-hmm. And he said that we're dating. I said, we are?
Yeah, see, that comes back to the communication aspect.
We went for a hike and he took pictures of me and each other. It was a nice hike. I don't remember much about it other than that. Tori did my makeup the day before junior prom and he was surprised that I had makeup done, but he said it looked good. He is not one that likes makeup. He hates makeup in general. So, like, for him to say it looked good actually meant that I meant something to him instead of just, like, being a random person with makeup on.
Yeah. Also, if a guy hates makeup and you like wearing it, who cares? Wear what you want.
Literally.
Like, don't let that dictate what you do and don't do.
He took pictures of me when I hung out with him that day, and I took one of him, and Tori and Kelly said he looked like a past crush of mine, which is complicated and a story for a different time.
Yeah. My little note on that one is literally just LOL.
Yeah.
And you will find out why that's funny later.
It is a story for a different time.
Yeah, I don't even know how we're going to talk about that one, but
my first slow dance was with him at his junior prom to Perfect by Ed Sheeran. That's why I can't listen to that song now. And it was a good time until his legs gave out and he had to sit in his wheelchair.
Sorry, it's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's not funny.
But it's also kind of funny.
But it's a little funny.
I got invited to the Arbory with his family and they took a picture of me. They took pictures of him and me. His mom kept joking that we didn't want to take any more pictures because yesterday for prom we took a lot of pictures. So she's like, oh, they don't want to take any more pictures. And like we were like just kind of annoyed that they wanted pictures and we were like, we literally just did this yesterday.
If you're the type of person that doesn't like taking pictures or doesn't like being in pictures, it's exhausting.
Yeah.
So... yeah, I get it.
Yeah. We posed for senior prom pictures, and one was me kissing him, which I felt uncomfortable doing, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Yeah. A lot of couples take those types of pictures.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel uncomfortable doing it with my boyfriend now. But I hadn't been dating my boyfriend for that long at the point when we went to senior prom, where I've been dating this current boyfriend now for a longer time.
Yeah, and you're more comfortable with each other.
So the Gremlin had a surprise for me, and he brought it up over and over. I like surprises, but when you keep bringing it up and not at least giving me hints, I do get annoyed.
Yeah.
I got annoyed that he's like, there's a surprise. I'm like, well, just fucking tell me already. He got us matching yin and yang necklaces. That was a surprise. I love yin and yang jewelry. I don't know if it's just me, but I love that kind of jewelry. We had an after prom party on a boat. And all was fun. I went to the after prom party on the boat. I don't know if you did.
I didn't.
Yeah,
no,
I did.
Wasn't there. This might be a story for another day. I don't know if I want to tell it or not. But prom for me was a very last minute decision. I didn't know I was going to go until about 2 weeks before. And then when it was happening, I just hated everything, and it was really annoying. So I'm really glad I didn't go to that boat party. I went to prom, went home, and that was it.
We got caricatures, and there was food and festivities. I recreated Titanic with one of my best friends.
At the time.
That was fun. She still is a friend of mine.
Wait,
no, it's not the other one. It's someone we haven't even talked about.
Oh, never mind. Okay.
All good fun. My picture looks like Ariana Grande, and his looks like Justin Bieber. Now, I do have the picture of his. I will get it all together and show you next time, because I don't feel like going up and getting mine, which looks like Ariana Grande, but I will have both of them next time, and I will show you how mine looks like Ariana Grande and his looks like Justin Bieber.
Yeah, and when we say Ariana, we're talking like 20
when she had her hair in the ponytail.
Yeah, like
Ariana.
2019 Ariana, not current.
Justin
Eternal
Bieber,
Sunshine
we're
like
talking
hair.
about young Justin Bieber, not Justin Bieber now.
Yeah, Justin Bieber with the...
Yeah, we're
like
talking about
this
that
Justin
Justin
Bieber.
Bieber. Yeah. I fell asleep on him on the bus back to school from the boat because it was like 3 a.m. Before a beach trip that we went on, apparently he tried to force out of me that I found his best friend attractive. I'm going to explain this because you all probably hate me just by hearing that sentence. Let me explain
Yeah, out
myself.
of context, it's not the best.
I was texting Tori about it.
Yeah.
I said that I hadn't found his best friend attractive until one specific moment. And it was just one moment that I slightly found him attractive, but I was like, no, I have my boyfriend's better, whatever. And I was telling her that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, is this a thing to tell him? I don't really think it's that important. And she was saying, no, it was a one-time thing. It's not that important. You didn't even make a move. Like, you don't want to break up. You don't want to whatever.
Yeah, I think finding someone attractive and being like, oh, that person's cute or whatever, like, I think when you're in a relationship, I think that's something that can happen. Mm-hmm. But it's different to, like, acknowledge it and be like, oh, that person's cute, whatever. But you don't actually take it to, like, cheating or whatever.
As long as you don't act on it, I think it's fine.
Yeah. And it's different if it's just, like, if it's a one-time thing, just be like, oh, that person looked pretty today or whatever it is. Like, I think that's fine. Honestly, I might be in the minority on that, but... who knows? But if it's a consistent thing, I think that's when it's a problem.
We got into a screaming match about that the night before. I told him that I don't have feelings for his friend, and he said, just break up with me and go date him then. Which I told him literally, I don't actually have feelings for your friend. It was just like a second that I thought this, and then I didn't think it anymore.
Yeah.
We went on the trip and just decided in unspoken communication to put it under the bridge. I didn't want to bring it up. He didn't want to bring it up. The friend was on the trip with us. So we really didn't want to bring it up there.
Yeah.
So we just decided not to talk about it. He wanted to do sexual things, and he didn't really ask if I wanted to try, but I felt like I couldn't say no because of my past with Cupcake. This is something that a lot of people don't understand about the relationship with Cupcake, because I was very clinical. I'm a little more emotional in this because of aspects of my life that I mentioned earlier. But when you are in a relationship where you don't feel like you have any control, like it was with Cupcake, like it was at the end of this one, you feel like you have to say yes because you're scared if you say no that they're going to get physical. Mm-hmm. At least with Cupcake, that was definitely the vibe. And Apricot, that was the vibe. With the Gremlin, it wasn't really the vibe, but it still could have happened.
Yeah, it's something that always kind of stays in the back of your mind.
It's literally how trauma works.
Yeah, it's people-pleasing, too, also, is part of it.
Yeah. I started crying after because I was so overwhelmed. It's an overwhelming thing, even if you do have S for the first time. It's an overwhelming thing.
Yeah. It can be, even like for the first time or like doing anything like that, it's like a very big deal. Like I know pretty much all of my friends remember like what their first kiss was, because like it's a big deal. Like when you're at the age that it happens, or whatever, like first time you make out with someone, or like going down those lines. It's an emotional thing no matter who it's with, no matter if it's like a friend or someone you're dating or whatever, that will stay with you for life. And even like on the opposite side of that, like going through what you go through like with abusive relationships and like forced whatever the case is, it sticks with you and it'll stay with you for a long time. And it's not saying that you can't get over it, because you can and you can move on from it, but it's always something that is ingrained in how you function. It's ingrained in your DNA at that point.
Yeah. His sister said I also could have texted her and she would have saved me, essentially. She said, don't do anything you're not comfortable with. Which was very good advice. Because, well, actually, they said, don't do anything that you're not comfortable with.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, but again, I felt like I couldn't say no. That's the whole thing. So it's like, his sibling was very, very supportive and very much like, if you don't want to do it, you tell him you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Then we came back home the next day. By the way, wear sunscreen for Jersey beaches.
Just
Please,
in general, wear sunscreen.
For the love of God. I was laying on the beach, not thinking about the fact that my butt cheeks were out of my bikini a little bit. And I tell you, sitting down for the next few days was not fun. I think I have a story in here about it. Oh, yes, I do. I had sunburn on my bum. And I was in the car sitting between the Gremlin and his friend that I found attractive for like 5 seconds. The Gremlin decided it would be funny to smack my butt as we're getting out of the car. His friend had just hopped out. I was right behind his friend, and the Gremlin slapped it hard. I screamed right in his friend's ear by accident. Gremlin felt so bad for the pain he caused me, but luckily the friend accepted my apology and blamed the Gremlin for the screaming in his ear and not me. Mm-hmm. That's a little funny tidbit story.
Yeah. Just wear sunscreen in general.
Please do. Please do. Everything was amazing until I started college in the fall.
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah. I mean, oops, sorry, dropped my phone. Yeah, this was probably about where I started to like catch back up, I think. Because I knew things, but I didn't know everything until like that summer into college. Because we were both going to college at the same time.
He started smoking weed for pain, which I have no problem with. Let me preface.
Yeah,
I have a lot of friends that smoke weed. I have no problem with it. If you, like, if it helps you with your anxiety, or you have it for medical reasons, or you just do it because you want to do it, I don't care. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Becomes an issue. There's points where it can become an issue.
Like I said, I don't care if people smoke weed. A lot of the people I do the project with, basically all of them smoke weed. So it's fine. I don't
care either.
He would smoke to the point where he would forget my name and that I was his girlfriend.
That's where you have a problem.
Yeah, that's the only time that, like, it was like, no. Like, no. You shouldn't forget your partner's name. Like, that's something that's really bad. On Wednesdays, I had a college class at 5 p.m. and he lived 11 minutes away from the school. So he would tell me to come over before my class, which is normal. You know, if you have your partners in college and you don't get to see them anymore. I want to preface, he was a senior in high school, so he was only 1 year behind me. It's not weird.
Yeah.
So he would be like, hey, just come to my house. Like, it's right by, because my college was right across from the school. And like I said, he lived near the school. So it was like, you know.
Easy enough, yeah.
At first, he would just want to hang out because he was home alone and we could have alone time. It's nice to hang out when no parents are there.
Yeah.
First of all, like, just to talk about whatever.
That becomes no factor when you get older, but as when you're younger like that, it's a big deal.
Then he started calling me over just to try to have S.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
which, honestly, if that's what you want to do, that's fine. Like, if it's both people are like, yeah, let's just come over so we can do this specific thing and nothing else. If that's your vibe, more power to you.
Yeah.
Like, good for you. I love that for you. But when it's not, and it's like that one person really, really wants to and they're not talking about it, or like they're not doing anything else, and the other person is like, I don't know if I really want to, that's where it's like, and they don't like respect that, then that's an issue.
He also knows I'm stuck at school and I have no food and I had no money for food.
Yeah.
And it's like, can you give me some food at least?
Yeah.
After he got what he wanted, he could tell me I could leave. And that's a common theme. Yeah. Remember that.
Yeah, that's going to come back.
Not so much telling me I could leave, but leaving in general is a common theme. I talked to him about the behavior and the weed, and we seemed to solve everything. He was like, okay, I completely get it. I'll cut down on my smoking. My mom's already telling me to cut down on it. I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah.
A week later, he decided to keep smoking when he said he was going to quit.
Yeah. And it's different if you make an actual effort,
Yes.
and you understand it and stuff like that. And the fact that he had it originally for, like, pain management and stuff like that, it makes it a different situation.
Yeah.
Where it's like, that is a crutch for the pain specifically because other things aren't working.
Yeah.
Which you can understand that, but there's a line there that you're like, okay, I'm going to use it for the pain or whatever. I don't know I could be wrong. I don't know exactly how it works. I'm not going to lie. I don't know the medical advice or whatever, but I know from an anxiety standpoint, like, and I would assume it's the same for pain. It just would depend on the strain, I'm guessing. Like I said, I don't know. But, like, you can talk about it and be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to quit all of the excessiveness.
Yeah.
But be like, I still need it for this one thing. And be like, okay, I'm going to, like, I'll smoke once in the morning and maybe once at night. And if that gets you through it, then I think that's okay to go back to that. But the fact that he went back to doing it exactly how he was before, that's where the issue lies. Yeah. And
So
it's
that's
hard
like good to
those
find a
things.
friend that doesn't do it, that can try to hang out with you and distract you and help
Or, like,
you.
someone that maybe does do those things, but can
Yeah.
be like, I don't have to.
Exactly. One day he asked me over and he was stoned and he told me he forgot who I was. Basically, I said, hey, Gremlin. He said, who are you? I said, I'm Kayla, your girlfriend. And he found that hilarious that I was annoyed.
Yeah. Because, and obviously, when you're that high to that point, your brain is not functioning the way that it should be, and that is a big problem.
Yeah. I broke up with him a few days into December of 2018. I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah.
I could not do it anymore.
Yeah.
Right before my mother unalived. She didn't unalive
Yeah,
herself.
not by herself.
Okay.
No.
She had early onset dementia, and it was just the end of the road.
Yeah.
For her.
Yeah. So that was unfortunate timing.
Yeah. When I broke up with him, he had been saying mean things to me. Not so much, more manipulative, I guess, but
Yeah.
I have them here. So, Gremlin, can I talk to you about something? Yeah, what's up? Don't leave me hanging, what? I just feel so suffocated, and I feel like you're a little obsessed and possessive of me, and I'm not trying to be mean, and when I'm hanging with someone, I get that you want to see me, but it comes off as rude. I love you as a person, and I will always care about, you, but I just do not know if I can be with you anymore. We're not as compatible as we used to be, and I feel our relationship has become toxic. Perfectly good way to explain things. What is it, Kayla? I really don't see how I'm being possessive, Kayla. I let you hang with anyone you want. All I do is ask if you want to hang, and now that I'm under control, I'm fine if you're not free for a while. Is this about because I'm not possessive of you? Do I say I love you too much? I never tell you to hang with me instead of someone else. You can do whatever the hell you want, Kayla. I just love you and I want to see you when I can. I'm not trying to smother you. I literally do everything I can to make you happy. So, here was my response. You did not want me to hang out with. This is not about, I love when you say I love you, but sometimes you're just not the Gremlin I know. You've been great until recently when I noticed a change. And I feel bad for saying this, but at the same time, I needed to say it. And then he responds. These are all separate texts he's sending, by the way. Can I please call you? I just want to talk to you. I've been doing great recently, and you said that you wanted to be with me. I don't want to have to guard my emotions around you, Kayla, but if things like this keep happening, that's what I'll have to do. You know, you could tell me you want me to change something without threatening to break up. It should be the same way with you. All of your friends want you to leave me, and it pisses me off because I haven't done anything wrong. No, they don't. They didn't. She had not had that thought. The one from the very first episode, didn't have that thought. My sister was the only one that had that thought.
Yeah, but she
lived with me.
Yeah,
so,
she lived. Yeah, she saw it more than I did, and also she had, like, I don't want to say the foreshadowing, like she had the
inside scoop, basically.
Yeah, basically, and like I'm an older sister. I can see where this is headed, and I don't like it that we didn't have at the time.
Yeah, so then it goes, my response. Hey, this is kind of hard to say, but I don't think this is working out. We had fun together, but it's not as fun anymore. People change and move on, and that's what life is, change. I hope you find love with someone, but I don't think it's me. That was aggressive. You're gonna tell me that was aggressive. I did not type that message. I think you can guess the person from the first episode is the one that told me to say exactly that, and I copy and pasted it from our text chain. Because I didn't know what to say, and she told me to say that, and that is very aggressive. And now that I look back on it from my age now.
It is a little bit, but honestly, I think it was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
And so then he says, at least call me to tell me, have some respect. What the fuck, Kayla? Which honestly, yeah,
I mean,
that
I
was
get it.
kind of
Yeah.
aggressive. I agree with him there, though.
Yeah, I do. But we're also in our mid-20s, and we were like, what, 18 at the time?
Yeah.
So, you know, there's some, like,
yeah.
hindsight is 2020 happening right now.
All I ever did was try to make you happy, and you don't even have a fucking clue why you're breaking up with me, but fuck it. If this is how you're going to treat me, I don't need you. You made this relationship toxic. I wanted to marry you and have kids with you, and you don't even know why you're breaking up with me. You give no hint that something is wrong until you fucking explode. Good luck finding a boyfriend more loyal than me.
She did.
Happy Valentine's Day is the next one. And then it goes, thank you for being there for me when, you know, he had his accident. You know, he truly needed that. But I can't do this anymore. You make me a fucking wreck and always have to change your mind. And then he sent me a link to the song Changes by XXX.
Forgot about that part.
I do still love you and want the best for you. Please don't hurt someone else like me. Sorry I cursed so much. The next day, Kayla, I'm sorry. I do still love you. If you ever decide you made a mistake, I'm still here, love. And I said, okay, thank you for the apology. It means a lot. And he said, I did apologize, but this time it wasn't my fault. I hope you figure out what you want. And I said, I will. I know it wasn't your fault. I know it's mine. I was really hard on myself back in the day.
Yeah.
Just take that. And he said, I just wish I knew sooner, but oh well. And I said, yeah.
Well, and here's the other thing. He did know.
Yeah.
He did. He just didn't want to accept it, and he didn't want to
He didn't understand there was a problem.
Because he was so fucking high all the time.
Oh, and then here's more. This is like after we broke up, this is where kind of like manipulation kind of started. Kayla, I need to know, did someone else try to convince you to break up with me? Because I know it definitely helped you with some wording. I don't know where he got that idea.
Yeah, that didn't happen. I don't know where that was from.
People did, but ultimately it was my decision.
Yeah.
He said, okay, just thought that would explain why it was so sudden. But that's always how these things are with you. Did you just act like you loved me then?
Yeah, no.
And here I come with, I didn't act like I loved you. Where the hell did that come from? He said, I know that you loved me. I meant at the end, you said you loved me. Guess that was a lie. And I said, that wasn't a lie. I still love you and care about you. Then why? Then why what? Did you leave? Because there were things that kept happening that I couldn't deal with anymore. Like, I already told you earlier. He says I don't remember. Just some things you would say to me. Hurt me so bad. Ew, Kayla, why is your grammar so bad? Hurt me so bad. That makes me, I hate that I use that bad grammar. He goes, like, what did I say? I want to know what I did. I said, you must have had some, this is what he said to me. I didn't know this is what he said to me. He said, you must have had some mad mood swings when I was on my trip that actually made me want to see you. That made you want to see me. So he was saying that I had mad mood swings when I was on my trip that he said that I had mad mood swings on his trip that made me want to see him, which doesn't really make sense, but, another one. Doing this so you can kiss, right, lol? That's the name of another one of my friends. And he was saying, and then he said, so you're really dead ass about me like never drooling. And those are examples. Saying I had mad mood swings. Saying I'm just doing this so I can kiss my best friend that liked me. And I'm really dead ass about him never drooling. And he said, those all had legit reasons for them based off how you acted around me and talked about other people. And I said, okay, maybe not the first one. I don't know what the reason was for that. And he's like, but yeah, I probably could have said them a little nicer. I was just being honest of how I felt. And I said, I know, but like everything, I guess all this stuff comes down to being my fault. He sent me 2 videos of him rapping. Again, I'm not playing that for you. It's horrible.
Yeah, and he's gonna make your ears bleed.
This isn't me trying to get you back. I just wanted to tell you one last time. I had an amazing time with you. Thank you, love. And then these are a lot of texts of him saying, like, that he wanted to unalive himself. Which, yes, people do have depression. But I want to make this clear. He was never going to. That was a manipulation thing he was saying to me. I want to make it very clear. You can tell when someone's actually considering it, and you can tell when they're just saying it, and he was just saying it.
Yeah, he was...
Because I would text his mom every time he said this, and he would act perfectly fine in front of her. It was only... And around his friends, he acted normal. It was only to me that he would say these things. So he didn't say it to his friends. He didn't say it to his family. Nobody.
Yeah, it was more like one of those, if you leave, I'll do this type of thing.
And I said, I don't want him to unalive himself. And he's like, well, maybe you should have thought about that.
And that has nothing to do with a breakup. If you break up with someone and they say something like that, that is not your fault.
And he said this, trying to give me relationship advice. Yo, Kayla, something to know for your next boyfriend. If you say I love you, make sure you mean it.
And she did the whole time.
And that was out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I did mean it.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I do not throw around I love you.
No, she doesn't.
No, absolutely not. You don't do that. That's a shitty thing. Okay, there's more. Did you think there was more? And if for some reason we were to get back together, you'd hurt me again. I go, wow, okay, thanks for that. And he's like, I'm being honest. I said, okay, yeah, all I do is hurt people. And he's like, because we both know you can't feel one way for too long.
I don't even know what he meant.
It means that I can't love one person for a long time, even though I've been with my boyfriend for 2 years now. Yeah. Current one. Didn't say that, was just acknowledging it would happen. And then I'd be okay with being friends. And he then came back and apologized the next day, which was nice.
Also, you don't have to be friends with your exes, I'm just saying.
And he said, I want you to tell me right now if I have any chance of ever being with you again. I'm sorry about being jealous and needy. I'm pretty low right now, but you know this is not who I am. I don't want to have false hope if there is none. And I said, I'm sorry to say no. There is no chance.
Well, that's ironic.
And so he's like, hope we can be friends. And he's like, oh, right. He said, it's not because of what happened tonight. I don't know what happened that night. But I said, no, that's not the reason. And he said, I wish I knew. I thought maybe you still love me a little, but I guess it was just my body. Meaning I just used him for his body, which is ironic because he just used me for my body. Then, yeah. And then it's the rap, which you don't need to hear because your ears will bleed.
Yeah.
So, now, those texts are a little interesting because I know the breakup messages from the first time I dated him. Mm-hmm. I don't know about all those others, but I just decided to put them in the first part so you can see how he talked to me, so you don't really need to wait for that. But yeah, we talked about everything in the timeline. We went through all those. I don't have any from the second or third. Some of those might be from the second or the third.
Yeah, we don't know.
I don't know. But I just decided to put them all here because I know the breakup message was from the first. The other ones, like I said, they're probably on my old iPhone, which I don't have anymore, so...
Yeah, we don't know.
I'll find out when the receipts are from the receipts video I made. Link it down below that episode so you can go watch it there. That will be from the third time I dated him before the very last time. And then I should have taken a screenshot for the second time because my call log was just filled with missed calls from him. Like, he called every hour of every day. I don't have that screenshot. I thought I did. Mm-hmm. And I should have taken that screenshot. But I didn't. So you guys are just going to have to take my word. Hopefully believe me on that. But you will see, for the very last relationship, you will see a call log where I will just blur out his name, but keep the love and the heart that I had for him there so you can see where it was, but I will blur out his actual name that was for his contact.
Yeah.
So you guys will get to see that in the very last one, because that was the very last one. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. If there was anything that you missed.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, you had some writings here, but I didn't know if you actually wanted to bring up those things or.
Nah, I think I did what I wanted.
Yeah, so that's basically that. That's the first episode. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's only gonna get, I don't want to say it's only gonna get worse, but
we didn't do cheers at the beginning.
Oh shit.
I didn't realize that. It's fine.
Oh well,
we'll do it at the end.
Yeah, we'll do it now.
But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sadly, when my hand just started shaking. Sadly, when we come back, it will get darker.
Yeah, it does
just
get
know
worse.
that. And yeah, please don't watch those if it's like the cupcake video.
Yeah, we'll leave trigger warnings for that too.
Yeah, please don't watch
those
that
are
one.
Yeah. Anyway.
And then after that, we'll have the palette cleanser with
yes.
Mr. and a band.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we'll see you next time.
Right.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.